Hello, this is Erin with The Joy in Pens and Paper, and before I get into my weekly recap, I do just want to point out you're going to see me in this a lot. This is my go-to extra layer jacket, and I'm realizing now that the weather's getting a little colder, I am wearing it all the time. This was a purchase. I got a gift card to LL Bean for my birthday, and this is what I got with it. So I wear it almost every day. So you might think I'm recording a bunch of videos all on the same day. Probably not. I'm probably just wearing the same jacket. Anyway, let's get into my weekly recap. And I am using a Hobonichi Cousin. This is the Japanese version, and I'm gonna walk through the daily pages and then get into my weekly spread. All right, so the first spread I've already talked about on last Sunday. What I did, and that video was posted, I believe, on Monday the 23rd. I could just look down and saw the date right there. I was trying to grasp that from memory. And then on Monday, I went to work. After work, I was invited out to meet up with a couple of friends of mine at this kind of dive bar-y type restaurant that I really love going to because there's one woman that works there. She's a bartender / waitress, and she knows that I have some food dietary restrictions and allergies or sensitivities or whatnot, and so she'll come over and be like, all right, let's figure out what you're gonna eat, and I can order off menu, and it's pretty phenomenal, which is why I like small places like that. And I also love going to places where they take the time to learn your name and make a connection with you. So on this particular day, when I walked in, just as my bum hit the seat, she was at our table with a mini bottle of Pinot Grigio in a glass, and she was pouring it for me. So that was really, really kind. I ended up winning, which you might already know. I won over $1,000 in Keno, and that day purchased a new pen. I have a post on it, or I have a video on it. On Tuesday, I got the deposit into my bank account from that lottery winning. It was big enough that I couldn't get a payout at the bar. I needed to submit with the state. They took some taxes out, so that deposited. I also went and conducted a training at a different district, which was really nice. It was a nice little change of pace, and I got a lunch out of it. The ladies that I trained were really lovely and engaged, and it was a really nice experience. And then I went and after dinner and snug with my son, I went to my neighbors and we watched the 3rd episode of Golden Bachelor. I believe I'm behind. I'm okay with that. Please don't give me spoiler alerts, although I don't know how invested I am. But anyway, it's definitely cringy TV, which is fascinating. Wednesday, my Leonardo arrived. Yay, my Leonardo Momento Zero Grande 2.0 in Angel Skin, which I really liked writing all of that out. And I actually did this entry right here with the Leonardo. It is in elastic fine or flexible fine nib. So with the very slightest amount of pressure, you can get some differentiation and line variation. And so I do know as I wrote this, one of the thoughts going through my mind was don't push down, which is really great for a number of reasons. One, with a fountain pen, you really shouldn't push down. The ink is going to flow out via gravity. But 2, with my wrist issues, it was really nice to be so focused on relaxing my hand. So I liked that. Thursday, my wrist was in agony on Thursday, and actually I think it started on Wednesday that it really hurt, because I remember thinking it might have been from the training that I did, because it was advanced restraint techniques. But anyway, my wrist was really hurting. I had a very, very, very long board of directors meeting. It started at 4 and it got done at about 6:20-ish, 6:30. It was long. There were moments that were frustrating, but that's fine. Made it through. On Friday, it was the end of the work week, so my husband ran some errands after he got out of work and picked us up a bottle of pre-made old-fashioned mix with bitters and such. And he also picked us up some cigars. And we ended our day sitting out on the deck, enjoying that and kind of catching up for the week, which was really great. At work that day, a couple funny/interesting things happened. And so the first was, there were, in one of the buildings that I support in district, there were a couple of professionals out that all support this one classroom. So I got a call or text at like 5:45 in the morning asking if I could allocate myself there. Obviously, I'm going to. Happy to help out. But I got there and some of the students that need a higher level of support happened to also be absent. So I ended up not being needed there, but I wanted to leave my phone number in the event that they needed some support. And so I was talking with the paraprofessionals that were in there. There was one student, this adorable little nugget. Such a cool kid. So I'm writing my number on the board, and one of the paraprofessionals said, "Should we give you a code word?" And this little nugget yells out, "Chicken wings!" So I rolled with it. And so I wrote on the board, chicken wings equal support. And then I looked at the staff and I said, "Should we have a code word for like drop everything and come now?" And the kid yells out another suggestion. I think it was, that one I can't remember. And then there was a third scenario for multiple people. And so the student chose the word coffee as the code word. And then the student was so invested in this process of coming up with code words that I looked at him and I said, "All right, so what's our code word if you want to be silly and you want to make your staff member text me to come on over?" And he gives this really kind of shy / sly smile and says, "Cheese puff." So I wrote that down, and I just thought that was adorable. And then I left there and ended up going to a meeting that I thought I was going to have to miss. And I had just said it in the meeting, if nothing comes up and pulls me away, I should be able to finish this behavior support plan by today. And not 2 minutes later, my computer crashed. And I got this message saying that it couldn't identify a hard drive. So of course my joke to people was, and still is, my computer did not identify as having a hard drive. Reliably getting a little chuckle from that, so I'll keep using it. And then at the end of the night, after my husband and I had the old-fashioned and cigar, kind of jumping around for Friday, apologies. And then we had dinner, and he set up the chimenea to do s'mores with my son. I ran down to the grocery store and picked up some graham crackers, but then I joined my neighbor and took her dog for a walk around the neighborhood. Then on Saturday, we had kind of a busy-ish afternoon, evening. So the morning was pretty relaxed. I did some YouTube filming and things like that. Then I did a 7.2 mile run on the treadmill. I knew I wanted to get to 7 miles, but then I decided at the end I would go for 60 minutes flat. So I was able to get in just over 7 miles in 60 minutes, which is pretty awesome. Pretty pleased with that. My son had a soccer game. They had a 2-2 tie, which was great. And then we came home after that. My son had a Halloween birthday party to go to in the evening, and so we dropped him off at that, and my husband and I took the opportunity to go out for dinner, and then we got home so that I could change into Halloween attire, and I went to my friend's house for their second annual haunted house. My husband did not want to go. I don't push him. He instead went and picked up our son from this birthday party at 9 o'clock or 9:30. And then he, had an evening to relax. I went to this Halloween party. It was great. It was a lot of fun. I dressed up like an 80s workout girl, which was my costume 2 years ago. So, yeah, I'm not a huge costume person, but it was a fun time. My friend has 2 daughters that are in their early 20s, and so some of their friends were there, and they were playing beer pong or Beirut, whatever you want to call it. There were other people that were playing Mario Kart. They had a fire pit going outside, so it was really nice. And then Sunday was kind of my day of relaxation and recovery. My husband met up with a friend of his. My husband's a Patriots fan. His friend is a Dolphins fan. They get together whenever the Patriots and the Dolphins play. So they ended up getting together at a restaurant to watch the game together on Sunday. While he was out, I worked on a puzzle, and I also helped out a friend of mine who her son is had a peer at school chase him around with some peanut butter, and he is deathly allergic to peanut butter. So I spent the weekend helping her to kind of navigate the follow-up steps for that with the school. So she had sent me an email that I kind of reworked a little bit. And then my other neighbor, it was her husband's birthday, and she invited me to stop by. So I popped by Sunday afternoon, had a little bit of food and chit-chatted with people. And then on Sunday evening, we all had dinner together, and I gave my son a haircut. So that was my week. This is my journaling. I did, as you can see, I used the Leonardo to do my kind of pop lettering or accent words. I don't know what to really call them, but I used that, and it paired really nicely with the inks that I had for October, which is really nice. I love this page right here. Just love it. I don't know, there's something about this box that I really love. I might need to build that in a little bit more. All right, so when we look at my weekly, so I did alternating black and orange, obviously, as you can see. And I did pull some stickers that I thought would be appropriate for this week. That way I'm not flipping through my sticker collection. A lot of my stickers, the majority of my stickers, are from Coffee Monsters Co. I do have some that you can, I think it's the ones with the really, really dark borders are from Once More with Love. And then I have some foiled stickers from Rose Colored Days. And then I think this grocery cart is Sweet Kawaii Design, I think. So I did put some in order of what day, just to kind of help out so that things are a little bit more organized. I'm constantly trying to reflect and get a little bit better. So I thought for Monday, with some of the Google form formatting that I did and getting through emails and things like that, that this laptop working emoji was appropriate. I really loved the training that I did on Tuesday, so I wanted to put this little kind of superhero flying little guy right there. And then I've got my happy mail for getting my Leonardo on Wednesday. Oh, that's what I did. Okay. Sorry, I just had to think for a second what I did on a certain day. Thursday, I am going to put this virtual meeting sticker right here because I had that really lengthy board of directors virtual meeting. And then I wanted to put the not responding sticker on Friday for when my computer identified as not having a hard drive. And then on Saturday, we've got soccer. Now my son has decided that this will be his last season of soccer. So I have more soccer stickers than I have soccer games. So there's that. Not a whole lot I can do about it. And then Sunday I wanted to add this little me time for the puzzle because that really is me kind of regrouping. It's like a brain break for me to focus on the puzzle and putting pieces in. Now the other things that I wanted to add stickers for is my using the treadmill on Saturday because I did that 7-mile run. So I wanted to add that in there. I like to mark, oh, and I didn't even write it in. That's so silly. Friday mornings, we go to Blooming Hearts. It's a local coffee place. And this Friday, I ended up going in early because I got called into work to support a building. And so I got there and ordered coffee for myself and a coffee for my husband and white hot chocolate for my son. And what they do is they process the order, but then I say to them, you know, my husband will be there at around 7:15, and they wait until 7:10 to prepare their beverages so that they're still nice and hot. I tip 20% for that service because to me that's a service. I typically do not tip when I get my coffee made. Please don't come at me for that. I know people have strong opinions. I don't love this angle. Oh, that frustrates me. All right, so I did do Blooming Hearts. I wanted to add this little coffee cup because there's just something special about a weekend cup of coffee. There really is. And I think what I'll do is, just because I really want to add one more on Tuesday. So I think I'm going to add this little panda paper clip because I spent some time with my husband on the deck on Wednesday as well. I forgot about that. Yes. All right. That is it. We're going to stop there. So that was my week last week, and I appreciate that you took the time to watch this video. I hope it was enjoyable, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.